You know, every once in a while, I always make fun of that album Nevermind from Nirvana. I don't even make fun of the album because it's a fucking killer album, but I just make fun of how everybody pretends like they knew. You know what I mean? I knew the second I heard that album, I realized that rock music as we knew it had now changed forever. And that fucking Kurt Cobain documentary, his mother was going, I was just like, you better get ready because this album's going to change your life. Everybody fucking said, give me a fuck. Everybody knew. This is what kills me. As much as they rub the balls of that album, a year earlier, Jane's Addiction put out that Ritual De Lo Habitual, however the fuck you say it. Call me crazy, but that album absolutely fucking smokes. Nevermind. Am I out of my mind? And I'm not trying to cause a war here between Nirvana and fucking Jane's Addiction fans. All you 40-something-year-olds like me with your fucking worn-out Affliction T-shirts. I'm not trying to cause a war here. But am I out of my fucking mind? The fact that they put that album out when the shit that was I mean, that was really the height. The height of, like, somewhere once Kip Winger's band came out and She's Only 17 was a hit, and he was wearing, like, that pastel fucking tank top. Maybe it wasn't pastel. I don't know what. I know he had a beard like me, and he had much better hair. So why am I shitting on him? I'm just saying the shit that was out, the fact that they put that thing out, and then Perry Farrell, his lyrics, his phrasing, this shit didn't even rhyme. One of my brothers absolutely loved that song, Of Course, which I hated at first. Thought it sounded like a bunch of gypsy horse shit. And then I really listened to the lyrics, and I really just got into it. And it was about your big brother holding your hands and making you slap your own face. And he equated it to how nature, how one animal's got to eat the other animal while it's admiring the beauty of the way it runs away. All this deep fucking... Is there anything on fucking... A mosquito, my libido. Oh, well, whatever, never mind. I don't know. It's like he took some 7th grade girl's diary and he fucking wrote it out. Oh, I'm going to get shit for this one. I just think that album, and also, obviously, I'm a huge fucking Nirvana fan, all right? I'm just saying. Let's give credit where credit is due. And the drumming, Stephen Perkins' drumming on that fucking album. I don't even know where to begin with the drum parts that guy came up with. It's a fucking work of art from the beginning to the end. My 2 favorite drum albums of that period from about 87 to 1990. I love Steven Adler's playing on Appetite for Destruction. Just how you could pull out all the guitar, all the bass, all the vocals and all that, and even like basically somebody with very little musical background could listen to just the drum tracks and know what song he was playing to. And that to me, that's always such a killer. That's always such a killer sign of an unbelievable drummer, because you can basically play like the same rock music. I mean, you can play like 4 fucking beats and get through a whole goddamn album. You know what I mean? Which is also another art. But, like, the guitar player can't play the same fucking chords. He can play the same chords, but he's got to switch it up is basically what I'm saying. He's got to write a new song. You know what I mean? So there's guys like John Bonham, Steven Adler, these guys, they come up with specific drum parts to fit these songs. I just think that it's on a whole other level. And if you listen to the drumming, like Then She Did, that stuff on the ride cymbal. And then then he gets his hi-hat coming in, and like he comes off the ride, I think, with his right hand, hits the snare while he opens the hi-hat, hitting it with his left hand. That shit, I think he does that as he gets into, like, the verse. It's fucking incredible. And I think even his drumming right through Porno for Pyros, when he got rid of all his toms and he had, like, those bongos and shit. That band fucking blew me away, and everybody thought they were weird and shit. I fucking loved them. Do you remember when they did that, first time I saw them, because I was so fucking, like, they made that album and then they immediately broke up. And I was fucking devastated because I was just like, these guys are the guys. This is it. What are they going to do next? And then they fucking break up. And then Perry started that Porno for Pyros. If I remember correctly, he got that name watching the LA riots on TV. Everything burning down. He was like, this is Porno for Pyros. This is like Porno for Pyros or whatever. And then that was the name of the band. And the first time I saw them was on the Larry Sanders Show, where that was like a show within a show. And they were the actual musical guest. And they came out and sang that song that had that killer fucking bass line. Perry was on the fucking harmonica. And then, Stephen Perkins was playing this drum kit like I'd never seen before. All I'm saying, like, look, they're both fucking great albums. But I would, I don't know. I'd have to give I guess Nirvana's because it was more popular, I guess, and sold more, did have more of a cultural effect. But, I don't know, dude. That Ritual album is a fucking monster. Actually, you know how sick that album is? I actually learned how to meditate on the second side of that album. When I was still living at home with my parents 25 fucking years ago, I used to put on the second side of that album, which started off with 3 Days, and then it went into Then She Did, I think was the name of it, and then Of Course, and then Classic Girl. And I would just start meditating, and I used to be so good at it, too. Get that feeling where you feel like you're leaving your body, and like I would shut down everything and just concentrate on just paying attention to when I was breathing, my stomach basically going up and down, and you'd focus totally on that, and I would be almost like looking down at it with my eyes shut. And then once I got to one point, then I would just sort of look up with my eyes closed or straight ahead, and then I would just feel like I was floating. And it would always happen like right around this particular part in that song, right where he says true hunting's over, I would start floating. And it was fucking amazing. I would just feel like I was floating, and as that's the apex of that song was building was just whatever that da-da-da, Jesus, da-da-da-da, all the way to the end. And then She Did came in really mellow. And then I just remember I'd go all the way through Classic Girl, and then in the end you think it's the end of the album, and then there's like this little pause, and then you hear Perry Farrell saying, and of course his weird phrasing, he just goes like, good night, this really weird fucking way. And that would be it. I would just fucking pass out. I did it every fucking night. And then I lost the ability to do it, because as I was starting to float, rather than just experiencing it, I was like, oh good, it's happening. And then I would get in my head, and then I couldn't do it, and then I'd get frustrated, and I just fucking gave up on it. So if anybody has any suggestions on how to fucking get back into it, because I tried it again. I bought some Jane's Addiction albums, some bootleg live album. Not bootleg, I bought them at Amoeba. But I don't know, there's just something about that second side, like the guitar effects that Dave Navarro used and everything. It was just an amazing fucking album. And, I don't think I could do that with a Nirvana album. And to have an album that you could actually fucking meditate to, and it also fucking, it still rocks too, I don't know. I think it's fucking killer. I'm just going on and on forever here. So when you're talking about an album from 25 fucking years ago,